I think Cyril Ramaphosa has successfully managed to manipulate Parliament. Now, hear me out. Thus far, we have not seen any action coming from the powers that are bestowed to the president by the constitution of this country. I think it starts from section 83 of the constitution, where he, as he listens, or at least his advisors that are allocated to listen to what's going on in the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry, where people that he, as the president of this country, has appointed, and now that they are being implicated in serious allegations, he has not taken any action. Thus far, the only person that we've seen at least taking action was Fani Masemula. The moment that his deputy was mentioned or implicated in the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry by basically sending him home to go do his garden. And then, of course, what did Shadrach Sibia do? He went to court to challenge that particular action that was taken by Fani Masemula. Now, we are hearing generals, we are hearing things in the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry where I believe the president has the power bestowed to him by the Constitution to take action. Why that action hasn't been taken? And I will tell you why. Because Cyril Ramaphosa, I think it was last week, he said something like, "Oh, I'm going to wait for the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry to wrap up and then submit the report, and only then." I mean, when will this commission going to sit, do you think? Because I foresee it going for at least 2 years. I mean, the Zondo Commission of Inquiry went on for 3, if not 4 years. For something that was supposed to happen in less than a year, it ended up being 4 years. So you are telling me that in let's say 12 months, let's just say 12 months, it's still going to go on for. You telling me these 12 months, these people are still going to be going to work. And when they're going to work, what kind of damages are they going to do with the powers and the resources at their disposal? Mind you, this is taxpayers' resources, by the way, that I'm talking about. How many more people are going to drop that type of situation? Just like in the sense of Meyiwa and a living trial. 11 people lost their lives. 11. And all of these 11 people could have connected as the dots to justice. But now we are on year 2, going to year 3 in the trial. And we are now, yesterday, the 26th of October, it was 11 years since the incident happened to Senzo Meiwa, and still no justice. Now that we are in this process, key witnesses, key investigators lost their lives in a mysterious ways. So what makes us think that it will be any different right now, building up to the report or the final report before the president takes action? Isn't that giving them enough time to shred? I mean, we did hear by, I think, witness C talking no, I think it was witness B talking about Kat Matlala's cell phone. Remember when they went to Kat Matlala's house, where they found that Malawian individual who lied and said, well, the boss is not around. Subsequently, he was found in his bedroom with his wife. The wife was asked to leave the room. And remember the cell phone, the iPhones, allegedly, Mr. Calvin Rafadi is the one that managed to wipe out the data in those cell phones. Yet Kat Matlala's like, no, I burned those ones and I got new ones. So that is part of shredding, part of getting rid of evidence. So what makes us think that these people are not going to be doing the same thing? And what is this manipulation all about? Because Parliament is holding on to that as well, that, hey, the process is still happening in the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry. But what about the law? The wheels of justice need to be seen to be working. They don't pause and wait for reports from the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry or any inquiry for that matter. If a crime was committed, a criminal or the alleged person needs to be arrested. I understand that investigations, they usually to solidify evidence so that when they go before the courts, they have a good prospect of prosecution and and secure a conviction. I understand all of that, but and I will go back to what President Mbeki did in 2005. There was a judgment that was delivered by Judge Squires against Shabir Sheikh. And then somewhere, somehow, the world heard something like there was a corrupt relationship between Jacob Zuma and Shabir Sheikh. What did President Mbeki do? He wasted no time. He released the deputy president, being Jacob Zuma, then to go and clear his name. So why is Ramaphosa not doing the same? Because he manipulated the very institution that is supposed to be holding him accountable. But then again, it goes to show as well how useless our parliamentarians are themselves, because they're supposed to say, hang on a minute, we are also the custodians of the constitution of this country. Section 9 of the constitution demands that all be treated equally before the law. Because I can tell you, as the sun will shine tomorrow, that if it was us who were being implicated in the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry, police will be knocking on our door, whether the evidence is solid or not. So, what is special about these people? What is special about that? Because clearly, in fact, it has always been like that. Some are more equal than others in this country. And I again have to ask the members of parliament, now that and I will repeat this, key individual or personnel in the South African Police Service, people that are responsible for our national security, are being implicated. And you have not summoned the president to parliament with immediate effect? What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you guys in parliament? Nobody said, no, 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 President, we understand the terms of reference, but the law must seem to be working. Call the president, ask him questions. Why hasn't these generals suspended? You are suspending them. We are not saying they are guilty, because, yes, again, once again, in the Constitution, one is innocent until proven guilty. We understand that Section 35 of the Constitution. But you are allowing them to still wake up every morning and go to work with all that dark cloud hanging over their heads. What exactly are you hoping that time that they are buying what are you hoping is going to happen? Because I'm telling you right now, they are cleaning slates. They are cleaning everything that might implicate. Like I said, if you are going to look at this really, really, really closely, it might lead all the way to the apex office of this country, that is the president's office. I mean, already, Deputy Judge President Aubrey Ledwaba was indeed implicated by witness A, B. I think even C did the same thing. And again, who has the power to suspend the Deputy Judge President? Ramaphosa. Because Chief Justice Maya, she may make those recommendations of Judge President, I recommend that you stay at home. But according to some law that protects judges against such action, because if you are going to accuse a judge, you need an affidavit. In that affidavit, you must also mention the evidence of your accusation or complaint. So that is why her hands was immediately tied and she couldn't do anything about it. But guess who has the power? It is the president, because the president makes those appointments. Now we are going to have a deputy judge president that is now compromising the integrity of the office he holds. This is exactly what I always talk about. You are being implicated. The moment you are implicated, Protect the office that you hold, its integrity, so that people do not lose faith in it. Do you think me right now, if let's say something happens to me, I don't know, I'm accused of violating a law or another, and I appear before uh, Aubrey Ledwaba, do you think I'll have confidence in him? Do you think I'll have confidence in the entire process? Because I'm going to challenge and question the process itself. Hence, you need to protect this office that you hold by stepping down. What is wrong with African leaders, or whatever they are called? But the president of this country is the one that is enabling this by not using the powers that were bestowed to him by the Constitution. And when he did swear, he swore on the Constitution that he will protect it, defend it, and also promote it. Why is that not happening? Why is that not happening? But for me, is the members of parliament successfully manipulated because they are slow? I need slow shame. You ought to have already summoned the president a long time ago. And as these people being mentioned, the president is already on top of it, irrespective of where he is in the world. He could be in Dubai, he could be in Brazil, he could be in New York or Washington, D.C. The moment he hears that, hey, because obviously there are going to be advisors like, okay, so and so has been implicated in the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry, and then immediately he takes action, and that action is to suspend, put strict conditions so that these people have no access to, I don't know, whatever it is that might need to be shredded. But no, we are going to wait a year, probably 2, 3, 4 years before the final report comes. And then he probably, at that time, he will be gone. This is buying time, y'all. This is a buying time. CR17 must not see the light of day, must never, while he's still president of the country, in my opinion. I don't know what you guys think. Honestly speaking, I don't know what your thoughts are. For me, I am blaming Parliament. And I will keep saying this. These people are useless. They are so useless. They ought to have already summoned the president the moment there is lack of action on his part, and then remind him, because that's how you hold the executive accountable. Y'all are manipulated, and then when somebody asks you, gonna your pain point or what your talking point will be, well, we are going to wait for the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry to conclude and submit its final report to the president, and only then, brother. No, no, now, you people. Anyways, before I get all worked up, because I've been worked up since today. And by the way, the I forgot his name again. The man that witnesses is currently on the stand in the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry. The evidence it is giving, I've already heard it in the Senzo Meiwa unaliving trial with that other guy, the big famous ballistic expert, whom now I'm starting to question. All right. Anyways, we shall talk about that, and so that we get to understand the process when a ballistic is taken, or maybe a piece of evidence is taken to ballistic for examination, what goes on and how it's verified, etc., and so on. It's too technical for me, though. Ugh. I hope I will remember some few things. Other than that, please don't leave the video without liking, and please, I want to hear your thoughts as well. Goodbye.